everybody, to another Some Kind of Monkey podcast. Dan here, Matt, Alex.
Yeah.
Alex is new. How's everybody doing?
All right. How are you?
Doing good.
Pretty good.
Having a good week so far.
Glad we've got a new face to add to the group.
Yeah.
Finally. After
new...
how many times I've asking you to do it?
Two. Some new talent.
Yeah. So, well, we usually start off with what are you drinking?
Yep. I'm drinking Xingha. It's Thai beer since 1933. Pretty good.
And I've got trusty old Samuel Adams. This is White Lantern. I haven't even had a sip of it yet, but I'm sure it'll be decent.
Yeah, no beer isn't.
And,
I'm skipping today.
all right. Maybe next time.
Next time.
First podcast, probably a little nervous.
Could be.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Probably not at all.
Yeah, you couldn't be too nervous. Only 18 people really watch this.
Yeah.
Including me, so that's
So there's
17.
17 people may or may not
All right.
watch
I'll
this.
watch this and we'll put it up at 19.
All right.
Awesome. So since you're new, before we get into some of our typical stuff, tell everybody kind of what you're about, what kind of games you like to play, what you're doing right now.
Right now?
And the fact that you kind of grew up around us, which is probably bad.
Yeah. Went to high school with you two guys. Actually, didn't really hang out with Dan much until after high school, though.
Well, during high school, we
A little
went.
bit.
Not during middle school, because we went to middle school together, too.
Did we?
Yeah, you went to Cuddy Middle School.
Yeah. I just don't remember you at all from there, so.
Yeah.
What am I going to say?
Funny how things change.
Right now, I'm an unemployed grad student. Video games. All good. I don't really know what to say. I'm probably more of the computer gamer of.
I was gonna say,
the two of
adding
the three of us.
adding
you're
you
the
to the mix.
You're the biggest Steam player, probably, of
Yeah,
everyone.
I have probably over 100 games on Steam, if
I'll
not
say
more.
probably what.
And he plays like 20 of them, just like everyone else on Steam.
Terabyte of Steam games.
Oh, nah. I only like 300 gigs.
Oh.
And you buy all these games and you play like 20 of them like everyone else on Steam.
Oh, I slowly work through them.
Yeah, you might as well though if they're a freaking $4.
Yeah, that's
Right.
what really happens.
Exactly. I mean, when I can buy the entire Assassin's Creed, 1 through 3 for $5. Yeah, I'll do that. I can swing that. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just the computer gamer, RPGs, RTS lately. Started a little bit on some of the MOBA games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one are you playing now?
Smite.
Oh, yeah, I've seen Smite. It looks really good fun. They just came out with a full version now, right?
It's the full version, I believe, is hitting the end of March. I've got 2 or 3 weeks to finish off getting to max experience level to unlock another skin. So
Does it carry over from the beta to?
Yeah, I'm pretty much sure everything you've unlocked carries over. Your account carries over. I would be shocked if it didn't. So yeah, they're finally coming out of beta. They've been in beta for a long time. So
Yeah, I've watched a couple of videos of people playing it.
It reminds me a lot of like the WoW PvP. So it's kind of how I got into it a little bit easier than going into like League of Legends or Dota. So just mindset, I think. So
Yeah, I never, aside from Diablo, really didn't play any PC games.
yeah, no.
Speaking of Diablo, ain't they getting an update on PC, right?
Reaper of Souls,
Reaper of Souls is coming. I can't actually remember what the date is for that. But the actual, like all Blizzard games, whenever they're going to do an expansion, they do a pre-patch that basically updates the system for what's going to be happening. So the Loot 2.0 system just hit, the new Paragon system hit, the new difficulty system hit, skills got revamped. So I've actually started playing again. I hadn't touched that game in, I don't know, 6 months, and it's actually kind of interesting again. So
Yeah. Now that I got the new laptop, I kind of toy with the idea of getting it, but I'm like, oh shit, I got so much other stuff I got to worry about.
Yeah, it's finally close to the game it should have been at release, which is kind of sad, but at least they're starting to get things right now.
That's how a lot of games now are, though. They come out and they sell it to you in like
Yeah,
alpha or beta, like
and
Daisy and all that. And now you have like the
patches, yeah.
creator of it saying, "I'm stepping away after a year, and
Mhm.
I'm going to finish this year up on Daisy, and it's going to be all. It's not the game I was hoping for. I'm going to go make something else."
Yeah. Well, then you see that too, even with consoles now. They just ship the game out, and they're like, "Oh yeah, well, it was being pressed and shipped. We found this stuff, so you have to download like the day one patch for like every game now."
It's just very far and few that you see the actual creator of the game say something bad about his own game. Like Peter Mullen, who just said about Fable 3, he said it was basically crap. He said it was a train wreck. That was his exact quote. It was a train wreck.
Did I play Fable 3?
Fable 1 and 2 I played a little Fable 3, and it wasn't as good, so I just stopped playing it.
Never tried them.
Well, he's on to that. What is that? Godus? Is
Yeah.
that the game that he has?
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know if that's. I don't really know much about the game. So
And I forget.
It's like a
What all
sequel to
happened?
another game from the past,
I don't know.
like a Civilization type of game.
oh,
where they
is that the
build
one
it
that's
up.
kind of being like populous?
Yeah,
I think so.
it was
yeah.
one. Yeah,
But there was that whole thing with the cube, people chipping away at
Oh,
the
yeah,
cube.
that was
and
his last
Curiosity.
Hmm.
But whoever cracked it open got like a bunch of special stuff for the new game, which is Godus. So the guy got like he gets like world control, I think, or something for a certain period of time, and whatever revenue the game generated is very weird. But
Yeah, I hadn't
I think-
heard about that.
gaming needs ideas like that, though.
But yeah. There was another one coming out. I can't remember which game it was. Though, where like when you become one of the better players in the game, they randomly are going to pick you to be like an overlord or like a god, and then you have to run something for a little while, and then like every week it switches. Just like I seen a couple people were doing with Minecraft, where they were doing like a server where they were paying for it, and if you died on the server, you just died forever. And like some of the players that were really good and like helped everybody and did this, they let them become like one of the gods of the server and like run stuff and like do everything. And then they'll just switch them out every once in a while when they reset the server every couple weeks. That's pretty fun.
So that's what you're playing right now, pretty much.
Smite, Diablo, and yeah, that's really about it. Oh, got a bunch of friends playing Borderlands 2 again, so playing through that a bit.
I just got that was one of the free downloads for PlayStation 3.
Yeah, I noticed
so I
that.
downloaded it, but didn't get to playing it yet.
It's a lot of fun. I think it's definitely better than the first one, and the DLC is just hilarious.
Yeah,
So.
I love playing the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually, I mentioned it, I think, on Facebook. I downloaded that new Strider.
Did you?
Yeah, and it's pretty much like Castlevania or Metroid, like
Okay.
Super Metroid. So a lot of exploration, backtracking, and stuff like that. So
All right.
I played the
Pretty
original
fun.
one on NES. It was super fun. I love that one. Did you hear what happened with the Shredder game though at first?
which one?
The brand new
this
one? So like a week before it came out, like someone had announced he was gonna do a review on the game, and he said he was playing Striders. So like he figured out that if you went on like PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live and hit the download button, it would download for free and you could just play it. So like a handful of people figured it out before they shut it down and got like the game for free. So it was really weird.
I mean, and it's not $15. It's probably going to be one of the
Yeah.
better like downloadable titles this year, I think.
It's probably just it's most likely what I've seen is a hack and slash, kind of like how Ninja Gaiden has become.
Yeah.
And the new
It's
Ninja
well, I
Gaiden
mean,
5
yeah.
is
There's
out now.
obviously all the combat, but
Yeah.
you can only get to certain points, and it's got the big map and the different areas. So really reminds me a lot of that stuff. So I'm having fun with it so far. What are you playing?
Well, the beta ended for Titanfall, so I played the crap out of that. It's an awesome game. I'm waiting for that to come out on the 11th.
That's like in 8
Couple
days.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that.
Probably
for sure.
by the time this is actually, we release on the 11th. So
Yeah,
before you go pick up Titanfall, watch the podcast.
I went back and
And
played.
while you're downloading the day one
Yeah.
patch that I'm sure is going to be there.
But I was playing a little of Grand Theft Auto again because I downloaded the stuff for Valentine's Day Massacre that I didn't before. And then when I got a couple suits and stuff like that from that, I got the new Rat Loader, which was free, and then the Tommy gun, which was free. So I put all that together and drove around and killed some people for a while, and then went back.
Yeah, I just queued up the downloads and I haven't messed with them at all.
Yeah, I had to get at least a Tommy gun.
Yeah,
Couldn't resist not getting that.
so. All right, and then so just waiting for Titanfall.
Waiting
I'm
for
waiting for
Titanfall.
Infamous at the end of the month.
Yeah, Stick
would
of
be
Truth
cool.
comes out this month. This
Yeah,
week,
finally.
actually.
Finally.
Comes out this week, actually.
Yeah,
That game does look fun.
but
Yeah, I'll probably wait on that, but no, I definitely want to try it out.
I'll wait on it, but that is actually tempting to me to
Yeah.
get that right away.
and it's funny because I had a gift card for GameStop, so I kind of went in between getting Infamous or getting
Stickers.
South Park.
Mhm.
I was like, I got PS4 for free. I might as well get Infamous. Probably going to be one of the flagship games
Yeah.
of the first, sort of go around.
So have you watched a preview for Infamous yet?
Me?
Any of you, either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So you've seen like the new villain. What does he remind you of from like previous
I didn't
games?
see the villain.
I
They
didn't
show
see
you a
the
villain for
I just saw
sure.
like the kind of like the
Flash.
neon powers
Yeah,
and stuff
and
like
then
that.
there's a villain they show you in one of the big previews, like the newer one, and he reminds me of the villain from the first game. So if you bring back Cole as a villain, because that's what I mean, not spoiler, because you should have played that by now. And Cole was the villain in the first game. He went back in time using his powers,
Yeah,
and it looks just like him. So like you could do that, or maybe bring Cole back because at the end of the game, if you beat it the right way, because that's how this game starts, it builds off of the good ending from Infamous 2.
Yeah.
Still never finished that.
Yeah, and at the end, that lightning bolt comes down when you kill the big guy at the end and you're on like that barge, so you feel like Cole's not dead. So
Yeah, I was gonna say
there's always a chance to bring him back. And
you got the platinum, I think, on Infamous 1.
Yeah.
Because you went around and collected all of the damn things.
All the shards.
Yeah.
That one shard that took me a day and a half of just, going through.
Yeah. I remember you going through that, and when I got the download for Infamous, I was like, I'm not doing that.
oh yeah, I didn't get all the shards, but
in Infamous 2, you have like a sensor thing where you click it and then, it'll tell you what's in the area.
Right. I mean, it had the radar in the first game. That kind of showed you that, but it was very limited in scope.
Yeah.
Which is why the one, like, somewhere in the middle of the park, I just kept missing every time I, just go back and forth down the city.
But see, even Infamous 2, I didn't finish my second playthrough. I finished both playthroughs for Infamous 1, one good, one evil, and then the second one I only played through good, and I started through evil, and then I ended it like halfway through it.
Yeah.
I just couldn't figure out their
and I did good and then evil too. I wonder I'm sure they have the stats on what players do with all that.
Yeah, I'd read that it was just easier on evil, so I went through on good first, and then it was like, all right, I beat it now. Let's relax and force lightning on other people.
Yeah.
I always like the Arkham with on the ground where you like put the little cuffs on them.
Yeah. They can suck all the life out of them.
But I don't do that because that's evil.
So with usually we talk too about the free games that are coming out, right? PlayStation Plus, they're doing a PS4 version of Dead Nation. It was a downloadable, like, kind of... Was it the top-down? It was kind of a top-down shooter, or like the isometric thing?
I thought it was the top-down. Didn't play it, but...
So there's that, and Tomb Raider.
Yeah, Tomb Raider.
Which, I wish I could play that game with the damn camera shake. Usually it's just the first... some of the first-person stuff, but Tomb Raider and actually Assassin's Creed 4...
Okay.
And Outlast, which was just that downloadable
But isn't the
game.
Tomb Raider one coming on PlayStation 3 because they're not releasing the updated version for the PlayStation 4?
Yeah, because they have that definitive version that's coming out
and
for Xbox One.
Yeah, that's already out, but they're not releasing that one free. It's only free on the Xbox.
Yeah.
Or PlayStation 3.
And then keeping with their kind of... they're really sticking with a lot of the indie game stuff on PlayStation. Thomas Was Alone and Lone Survivor.
Okay.
Which are two critically acclaimed indie games that I'm sure I'll download. It'd be nice if they were on PS4.
I think I have Lone Survivors. I think I have that on Steam and played that for a while.
Yeah.
One of the mini games I went through briefly and moved on.
Like, I'm going to play that later.
Yeah. It was, it looked deep. It looked like there was a lot of stuff going on, so I just never had the time to devote to it.
Yeah. That's the thing that's so hard, as time goes on, you've got to really figure out what am I going to... What's really worth my time? Because that's the only thing we can't get back is time. I mean, shit, you can make more money and buy more games, but the time keeps going by.
Yeah, but that's why a lot of sequels, you always figure they're worth your time, and then some of them suck, and you're like, man, that really was horrible.
Yeah. Yep. That's one of the things we should talk about in a future podcast that I've been mentioning is, games that need to have a sequel and games that should stop having sequels altogether.
How about games that crap themselves all over with the first sequel and then actually managed to come back for after that? I was just thinking, you'd ask me about favorite games, and one of my tops was Deus Ex. The first game was fantastic, the second game was terrible, and then the Human Revolution was pretty good again.
Yeah, I never played that series.
Oh, really good. Well, 1 and 3 really good.
Yeah. And then Xbox, so games with gold.
Yeah.
They always do that. Like the first half of the month, they'll do like a full 360 game, and then the second half they do kind of like one of the live arcade games.
They were doing a lot of just sales last month too.
Yeah, they had
a lot of that
like weeks of like a whole week of a bunch of
games for like $5, $6.
All games that you should have played by now, but if you didn't, you could have easily dropped like $80 on a lot of good games. So they're doing the first half of the month Civilization Revolution, and then the second half of the month Dungeon Defenders, which I have not played it.
I have it on Steam. I actually enjoy it a lot. The problem is I only have like one other person who will play it with me, and I feel that's a game that's best with 4 plus.
Is it kind of like a Gauntlet?
It's a tower defense game with some RPG elements and the fact that you can just hack and slash things. You have you build a trapper or you build a person to hit. So I don't know. I enjoy it. It's simple. It's fun.
Yeah. Well, free is a good price.
Free is a good price.
Have you played, since you're a lot of computer games, did you play Quest for Epic Loot yet?
No, I saw that. looked amusing.
Yeah, it looks amusing to me too. That's why
It's one of those games where it's like, concept seems amusing. Will the joke continue to be funny after you played it more than 10 minutes?
But it's also like you take the money that you steal from other people's castles and build your castle like really crazy and try to stop them from stealing your money.
Yeah.
That's why it makes me want to play, just so I can like build an awesome looking castle and not let people in.
Is this?
It's a computer game, yeah. It's basically
Is
build
it based off of any sort of other franchise? It's like its own.
I think it's its own thing.
Yeah, it's kind of just like a game where you you take a character and you can like add stats and stuff, and that character you just get to pick from like different realms and like different houses, like castles they're going to. And then they got like time limits on them. It says you can beat it in this time. This is the best time. You can just beat it, and then when you beat it, you steal the money they have. And then if someone beats the house, and then you can keep going and beating it, but then they don't lose as much money, and then it stops them from losing money after a while until they get to come back and fix it. So in case you don't go every day. And then like you can take the money that you earned and build your house up, put like bigger traps in, like floors that spit fire and like big grinding things and big like monsters and stuff. It looks really good.
Cool. So, moving on to just like the regular sort of stuff I've been looking at. They're making a Minecraft movie.
Yeah.
I heard there's some problems with that, but
the fact that it's a Minecraft movie.
Well, that aside, but there are some licensing problems. But
yeah,
not just behind it because he's the one that's doing it. The first thing was that someone online had released a preview for like a fake movie, and it was like a Minecraft movie, and it looked really funny because it was really good. Like the backgrounds, everything was really good, and there was real people. And they stopped them from doing it because apparently they wanted to make that into a feature-length movie. I don't know who was doing it, but they stopped them because they didn't want to have two Minecraft movies released around the same time. Plus, Notch owns Minecraft.
Hey, they did it with the Snow White movies, right?
Yeah, but that's a different franchise altogether.
Yeah.
But
public domain there, I think.
Yeah, and then speaking of it, they're saying that it may, unless it gets pushed back, PS4 and Xbox should be released in March for Minecraft.
Yeah.
So that'd be fun. I would like to start playing Minecraft on my Xbox One.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard it's supposed to be a live action movie, and the people that did the Lego movie are involved. So it's like, okay, Hollywood just wants to cash in because the Lego movie is doing like so insanely well. Did you see it?
No, everyone tells me it's good, but I haven't gotten to it yet.
I've heard it's really good.
Cash in, that guy's already rich as hell.
Yeah, right.
Off of a game that was, simple.
Yeah, simple but fun.
That's all you need, right?
Yeah, but the best is that, he sells it all on Xbox then they release it on PS3 now. Then they release it on Xbox One and PlayStation. So everybody
you can
who
buy it
bought
on your phone for like $2 or something.
Yeah, I think it was $6.99 on Google Play, I think last time I seen it. Because I was going to buy it on one of them because I just want to play it.
Yeah.
But, got to get it.
Well, you got plenty of options. But then, if you get it for Xbox One, who has Xbox One?
Yeah, well, if you get it for PlayStation 4, who has PlayStation 4?
Exactly.
At least I can invite you into my world and play.
What do you think you'd buy?
At this point, neither.
Well, I mean, if you had the money and there were games out and...
I built a new computer.
Are you going to build or buy a Steam machine?
I tried to get on the bait on that because they were apparently just giving people some out to test.
Didn't they have like 15 different boxes?
They only sent out a handful of they didn't, there's 15 different machines that are going to be built. They didn't. Each company didn't send out their own. They only sent out small,
No, probably. I'll just build it on another desktop, and I want to set up a media server, but I don't think I need to hook up Steam to my TV.
But you can build a PC and put it in your front room, and their Steam OS is free, so you can download that for free and build your own Steam box.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to do.
And then you just gotta buy their controller.
Yeah, I mean, it's really not that hard to just hook up, your computer to your TV these days with HDMI. And it's so easy.
Because the beginning of their controller had changed already since they had that box in the center of it, like PlayStation 4 did. They already took that out. So it was I don't know if it was a touchscreen or what they're going to use it implement it for, but they ended up taking it out. I would like to just see the controller because it's got no joysticks; they're just pads. Yeah, and feel how it plays and feel how it moves.
It'd be nice to try, but I'm aware of it. But once I try to sign myself up for it, I kind of just put it aside. It's like no reason to just keep staring at it. When it comes out, and that's when once the reviews of what is actually coming out hit, then I'll look at it.
I mean, they showed you a lot of machines, and some one of them ranged all up to $10,000 almost. I heard. And because it's got a big ass freaking graphic card and a Titan drive and all this other stuff, and why would you need all that? You could just build a computer for cheaper with all the same parts.
Yeah, pretty much.
I heard about the Matrix.
Yeah, the Matrix.
So the new Matrix trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's necessary or
Sounds
really
interesting.
Yeah. First Matrix movie was good. Second two were terrible. And yeah, Lucas has proved that we don't necessarily need trilogies, though. I do have high hopes for, well, I have some hopes for all those new Star Wars.
Star Wars
Is
movies.
Abrams doing the first
Yeah,
one?
he's in charge of both Star Trek and Star Wars, which is why the brain kind of went there for a second.
And they're bringing a lot of characters back because Harrison Ford and all of them were re-signed for new movies.
Yeah, that's what kind of gives me a little bit of hope. So.
I think it's
Harrison Ford. He's like 200 years old now.
So are the rest of them.
He's pretty badass though. I've seen him in Ender's Game. It was really good.
Yeah, I didn't see that either.
Good story. I liked it.
I read the book.
Yeah,
long ago. So
I read snippets of the book and I just want to read the whole book.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty quick.
Yeah,
it's pretty short. So
yeah, because I hear a lot of the stuff they cut out in the movie, like the internal monologue and stuff, totally diminishes that. And I read some of that stuff where like the fight scenes and the training scenes.
I can see that.
Yeah,
it's the never got through any of the later games though. Speaker for the Dead. And
and then the one that follows the little guy around, the one that like his partner in the first movie, like his second command, who like ran away when he was like a baby and like lived on the streets.
No,
I didn't read him.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. Bean.
Okay.
Bean was the character.
I read more fantasy than sci-fi generally.
Yeah. What else? Oh, Midwest Gaming Classic is coming out. That's April 13th and 14th, I want to say. I never made it out to any of them. I heard about it the past couple of years. I guess it's been around for
a while.
10 or a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully we can get to it.
The memory's going.
But, I think it used, I don't know if it always was in Oconomowoc, but it was a little bit out.
I thought it was at the state fairgrounds for a while.
Oh, maybe it was.
I don't know.
I don't know where they had it.
I don't honestly remember.
So it's going to be in Brookfield.
To
So
Sheridan.
just like 20 minutes away.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to trying to get to that.
Got a lot of gaming cons there. So
yeah, we're gonna do we're gonna do a little interview with one of the founders of it. Hopefully soon.
Yeah.
Get a little of that out there for you guys, and people who like him can try to see some of that.
Yeah. And then we'll end up there in some form or another.
Yeah. Try to get something going around here for us.
So, we would, since our beers disappeared,
you
could tell us about the new beer that you were talking about earlier.
We had talked about donuts and beer, and the newest Voodoo Donut from Rogue is apparently out. Haven't gotten to my hands on a bottle yet, but the first year was the maple bacon. Last year was the chocolate peanut butter banana, and this year is apparently chocolate raspberry pretzel. Which to me, I think that sounds the best of the three so far.
Yeah, we like the banana one. I did not like the maple bacon one.
I'm scared of that one. I will bring a bunch of friends over and I'll spread the misery out.
Or you could just bring it on the next episode of the podcast and we could all try it.
Here's my opinion on it. What it kind of tasted like was, that liquid smoke that you get from like bacon flavor and stuff like that. Like that pure, like they say it's maple, but you really don't taste the maple in it. You taste that pure like fake ham bacon like smoked flavor that they pour into it.
There was a beer from New Glarus a couple of years ago that was a smoked rye. That was also I don't remember the exact story, but long story short, it tasted like a smoked hot dog in a glass.
Oh, that would be good.
No, that was terrible.
Totally
it was so bad. Oh. I'm not a huge smoky beer fan. There's a few that I've liked. There was a smoked chipotle porter that I had that was surprisingly good. I can't remember who makes it, but smoky beers not my thing usually. Yeah, because
I was just talking about earlier. We've seen that new Three Brothers beer where they're mixing different beers together, where they brew like a porter and a red and an ale, like an ale. They mix all those together in one bottle. Yeah, I'm interested in trying those. They had 4 different ones.
Yeah, those do sound interesting. It's we've had black and tans and things like that for a while. Some friend linked me a place where they make specific glasses that keep the two things separate, so that you drink them. They stay separate, but you drink them with this like swirl glass. Looks cool. Probably more money than I'd want to spend on a glass for a drink I never have. But,
yeah. Well, it's for Christmas I got Jason, who should also be on the podcast eventually. This it's called the Brew Tool. It's like a little turtle thing, and it's basically a fancy spoon. Okay. You just rest it on top of your pint glass. It's to allow for making like those layered beers, like a black tan. So it'll pour just enough so that it won't mix together, so it keeps their two separate colors.
Okay.
Then we got all shit-faced and then tried it out, and it did not work.
Because
we were totally shit-faced.
Yeah.
And we did it completely wrong, and we're like, no. And then the second time we did it, it was like perfect.
Okay.
So, even a drunken idiot can do it.
Yeah.
Eventually. But yeah, we should get a bunch of crazy beers that may or may not be good.
Yeah, we should just try some.
I have some crazy beers sitting around because, you know me, I have the fridge of beer that is full of crazy stuff.
I always have new beers here because I always buy like the new ones. Like when we went by your house last, we tried that new Miller, which was surprisingly good.
Oh, the
Fortune? Miller Fortune?
Yeah. My friend Ross works at Miller, so he was telling me that he tried it and it was really good.
I even bought the new Bush because it was super cheap, and I'm like, I just want to try it because it's super cheap.
Golden or what
yeah, it's called the Copper Golden Lager or something like that. It's Bush Copper. It's signature copper.
Okay.
It's actually really good.
I just keep thinking of on New Year's Eve when I found that Justin Bieber. I don't know how you say that.
Yeah.
With a little
it was a lambic. It was
actually
actually pretty good.
Yeah. I've seen that several times.
A little
like a blueberry.
Picked it up.
Well,
yeah.
A lot of the lambics.
Really tart.
It could be good.
Yeah.
I don't know if that goes with a beer, but
yeah, I don't know.
I did just buy one too.
Yeah.
They had two new ones at Woodman's. They were barley wine beer.
Okay.
And it was called like the Old Skull or something like that. They had one of them for like $10, and then the higher bottle was aged in bourbon barrels for $37 for one bottle. I'm like, I'm gonna buy the $10 bottle and try that first.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to try it. It looks so cool, and I'm like, I'll try that one first.
You guys had a Golden Rock?
Yeah, we've had
Yeah, I found a bottle of that they aged in whiskey barrels. I hadn't seen that before, so.
Yeah, the one that I found.
I'm gonna crack that open. That wasn't actually that bad. It was about the price of a normal Golden Rock, so.
The one that I found last year that I really wanted, I just would not spend $200 on a bottle of beer. Samuel Adams had their one that was aged like 10 years in an oak cask.
Okay.
And it came in like a copper bottle, and it was the shape of like one of their copper kettles.
Okay.
And they said it was so like heavy and dense that you wanted to drink it as like a brandy sifter full. You should drink it as like a whole cup because it was like super strong. I can't remember, it was like 20-some% or 30-some% per volume. I'm like, it sounded so good.
There's still some Samuel Adams that they made that's aged probably that long, whether they intended it to or not, that I can't remember if it's like a triple Bach or it's some triple quad. That's something that you don't normally hear it, and having tried it, it smells and tastes like soy sauce. It's horrible.
After I seen what they did on the one show, it was funny, but it makes me kind of leer some of their beers. They were on the GQ channel. The GQ channel has this show by these two either Scottish or like Scottish or Irish beer masters who had brewed a bunch of beer that were famous, stuff like that. So they became got their own television show, and they brew beer on the road. So they would go and they brewed one in Boston, on the river, or they brewed one in Boston with him, and they made it was a lobster clam sour mash beer, but because they didn't have enough time to have it soak for 2 nights or whatever, they actually just swam with the bacteria in the sour mash, and we're drinking it while they're sitting in it. I mean, it gets boiled and it gets heated to a certain temperature, so all the bacteria dies. But that's how they make a sour mash. They put the bacteria. I love sour beers, so
that's funny. That's like when we went to Maker's Mark. We toured the distillery. They got it's all sitting in there, just boiling in that big mash tun, and they're like, "Oh, go ahead, stick your finger in there, try it."
Yeah,
we're all like,
"They want you,
really?
They want you to put that
and
in there."
It was so good.
Yeah, I was just scared that they were actually they were in bathing suits, but they were 3 guys just sitting there in the middle of at Samuel Adams' place outside in a little thing, swimming in sour mash.
Well, there's the going back to Rogue. I think there's the beer that was made from yeast cultivated from one of their
guy's beer.
Yeah,
I seen that one at. I wanted to buy it, I didn't, but I wanted to drink it. It looks so good.
I think
I don't even know what style it is.
I think when I'm editing this, I should put a little beer alert.
Beer.
This is going to be the segment. Section. We're going to talk about beer for a while after this point.
I could talk beer for
Well, I mean, that could be a whole separate podcast. Shit, because we got to start brewing too.
Yeah, I got my stuff. I got to still get one more that little stopper for the top of my bottle.
What are you gonna start with?
I got Oktoberfest.
Okay.
That I want to start with because Oktoberfest is one of my favorite beers. Period. I love Oktoberfest.
Yeah, you said you like Box and Oktoberfest are pretty much the same.
Yeah. So. That's what I said when Shiner came back to Milwaukee. I was so excited. A Texas-style beer, and I've been talking about it all month. Shiner, and they have their family pack, which comes with the Shiner Premium, comes with their specialty beer, their Shiner Black, and then their Indian Pale Ale, which is called Wild Hare. It's really good.
We could probably have a drinking game segment just for this part, where every time Dan said Shiner, you should have taken a shot.
Yeah, dude, Shiner's great. It disappears, and you can see like how like we sometimes here in Milwaukee get sick of Miller because you grew up or you went to a party when you were in high school or college, and a lot of people had just Miller, so you were drinking Miller and you get sick of it, so you want to try other beers. I'm assuming that's how it is in like Texas where it's bit brewed.
You don't need to be 21 to get Miller. It's like water, basically.
Yeah, Miller, especially Miller Lite. But I mean, it's still good. It's just sometimes you don't want to drink because you get a little swilled on it from drinking it so much in the past. But I would still drink it because it's good. It's not bad.
Yeah, tennis to take more of the microbrews.
So I mean, I'll drink.
Don't be like that, man.
Sorry, I do.
I like to try new beers.
You give me a Miller, I'll drink it.
Yeah.
Free beer is free beer.
Like I said, when I go shopping, I will look for a beer that I have not tasted. That's my first option. Yeah. Unless I find one that I really like and I'm like, oh, I haven't had it in a long time, I want one of those.
Mm-hmm. There's a few breweries I specifically look for, certain things. Yeah. Up here near Madison, but in Wisconsin, Central Waters, I love their beers, pretty much everything they make. So.
Yeah, and then the one in Green Bay, which is Hinterland.
Hinterland.
I love Hinterland's beer.
Hinterland's makes some good stuff. I had a special Firkin night over at Honey Pie.
Yeah, I had their Sassoon, which was amazing, and then their Oktoberfest. I love that one.
The only one of theirs I think I had was back when the Graffito Ryan Brown restaurant used to be open. They had the cherry wheat on tap.
Oh yeah, I like that one too.
That was really good.
That's the one I want to get too. That just came out recently. Lakefront Brewery.
My Turn.
My Turn
by
by John.
Yeah, the cherry lager.
It's a cherry lager, and
Very
it's
good.
Stout or something. Is that?
It's a dark lager. It's not a stout. It's light. It is not.
They actually did a free
like
tasting. You just had to go to the bar and the guy who brewed it, the brewmaster John, was there like serving.
Again, I had it on Firkin at Honey Pie.
Yeah.
So it was really good.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of Honey Pie, like that one big one that we bought, that one bottle that Rebecca bought me.
Oh yeah.
That one was super good.
Which one? Remember?
It was like Goose or something like that. Not Goose Island, but it was some other one. It was really good though.
So
that's about it, eh?
Yeah, probably.
Otherwise, we're gonna talk about beer all night.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about beer for another hour or two. Yeah. That's another podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna have just a beer tasting one night, and it's gonna be like 20-minute video of us just drinking random beers.
And then another 20 minutes of us falling over trying to get to the camera.
No, I mean like just get a little glass.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, until next time, we're some kind of monkeys, and so are you.
Good game.